I said, Maharaji can't send me back to America because I'm really liable to screw up other human beings' lives, and I don't mind screwing up my own karma. I don't want to do it, but I really don't want to screw around with other people's karma. And, he's legitimizing me and then sending me into the lion's mouth, and I may screw up, and I don't really want to hurt other people. And this man came back saying, Maharaji said he'd never let you do anything wrong in America. And when I came before Maharaji, I said, Maharaji, can't you see how impure I am? See, and he looks. And he looked up and down and all around. He says, I don't see any impurity. Well, he said something, and the translator said, Maharaji doesn't see any impurity. Later I learned, by the way, all the time I thought Maharaji was saying what the translator said. This is very far out, just an aside, see. Turns out that Maharaji was one of the most foul-mouthed people in existence. He used to be known as Latrine Baba, and he called everybody sister fuckers, and he used to talk about us that way, but the Indian devotees didn't want to hurt our feelings, so they translate. He'd probably say, get that sister fucker out of here, and the translator would say, Maharaji says you're looking very well. It's really hard to know what the transmission was at any time and form. But at any rate, I came back to America in 1972 with the clear protection that Maharaji had guaranteed I could do nothing wrong, which meant he was taking on my karma, which gave me license to do anything, you understand. And that was really the worst thing he could have said. Because I would let myself go further and further out and out and out and say, well, I'll try that, because after all, it's in the moment, and he said he'd never let me do anything wrong, so it must be protected. Now, it wasn't all, it's not all quite that horrible, because what was happening to me was that the purity of the yearning of the people that came towards me elicited from me something that wasn't what I still was. You understand? It took out of me something more than I was. In other words, somebody would come forward who really wanted God or really wanted liberation. And that stuff in me, that worldly stuff, just couldn't function. It was like their purity of their desire was a demand upon me that pulled out of me stuff that was higher than I was, if you will, or higher than I acknowledged myself to be, because I was so busy feeling identified with my desires, with my lust, with my anger, with my unworthiness, with all the stuff you're identifying with.